Got the old Frosty Dingy back here with the special guest over there, J Mac, the Jerry Man, the man with the plan. How you doing today?
Are you there?
Yeah, you back?
There we go. Man, everything you said at the beginning cut out. I can hear you now, though.
Hey, I just said it's the man with the plan. He's back here, so it's the Jerry Man. What's going on?
Oh, not much, brother. What do you got tonight?
So I just have some questions we got to get out here. I want you to break down yourself a little bit. Let the people know who you are, how you got into what you're doing, and all the fun stuff. Give us a little rundown.
A little rundown, huh? Well, see, I think we go
Just a little
back, what,
rundown about who
20...
you are.
I think we go back about, what, 27 years now? 26?
It's getting there. It's definitely getting there.
Somewhere around there?
It's been a
The
couple
old
days.
college days.
Yeah, back in the 1998.
Oh, man.
So what have you been up to?
The
What have
glory
you been
days,
doing
they
recently?
say.
Yeah, you got the apparently you got that new album coming out that you're working on. What's that? How did the inspiration for that get started?
uh, well, I'd have to say, after my sister found me after 42 years of my biological dad bailed on me when I was young, and come to find out he did that to another kid that I didn't even know about. She knew of me, that I was out there somewhere, but not who I was, what I was, nothing else of that. And then she just happened to be scrolling Facebook one day and found his profile, her biological father, that is. And he had me listed as son. And so she put two and two together and sent me a crazy message. And so yeah, kind of putting stories together after talking to both our moms and stuff like that. And he keeps saying he wants to talk to us and be a part, blah blah, and this, that, and the other. And he's just never done anything. And so he's with friends with us both on Facebook. Don't really ever say much. Last couple weeks ago, I stirred a little bit of stuff up. I commented on one of her posts from 2011, where she said she had found her biological father, and she wasn't so sure how she felt about that. And so I got on. It was like, well, it only took him 13 years of the cat out of the bag to not even put us in touch with each other. And so he instantly messaged her. Never messaged me, not at all, but messaged her asking her what was going on. So it's just time for me to fire back a little bit in my own way.
So you came up with the AI music career to do that, huh?
Absolutely, I am the AI outlaw, is what I will be going by from now on, and I hope to have a feature album out here after the first of the year.
So how many installments do you got on her so far?
Right now, I just got the two. I got the Laundromat Legend that is based on my biological dad's life story, and then I got another one I call the Cadillac Three. The three women that raised me, being my mom, my aunt, and my mom's best friend. Three powerful women that I had in my life growing up, and I just always call them the Cadillac Three. Right there they are, right there. And so I always put the stories of them out on Facebook, and it was time to put some music to it.
Well, I've definitely seen a lot of stories out about them, but I did not know you had the record going on. How many tracks are you shooting for on your first go around?
I think as this is going to be a small one, it'll be probably 8 to 10.
8 to 10 on your first go. What
I think
songs
so.
do you got planned for it? What's your next one you're working on right now?
I got three in the works actually. I got one that I want to write about my wife. Kind of just how our history has been, which we can get into that story sometime. Um, and then she wants me to write one about. I tend to have a lot of degenerate friends, so she wants me to write one called the Degens. So
Don't think I
kind of
quite
tossing
agree with
some
that one
ideas around there.
anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe at the
anymore, but
start.
some of the
Maybe
some of
at
the
the start.
stories are from past. So yeah, sometimes it started happening a long time ago, brother. So you never know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah, I can only imagine if you bring out the old Indian Hills days. Holy shit.
That's
So
right.
you'll have to dive into a little bit on like the first trip that you went down and met your sister. I've heard a little bit about it, but from what you were talking about, it went really well the first time. You guys got to learn a hell of a lot about each other. right off the jump.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty intense. I made it once we got that phone. Once I got that message, and then we ended up talking on the phone shortly after that. I think I made plans within 2 weeks to get my because she's just right down in Kansas City, so 3 hour drive, and which is coincidentally exactly how far our biological dad lives, but he can't seem to drive that 3 hours to Kansas City. But yeah, so that first day I definitely made a quick trip down there, and it was I don't even know the best word for it. I'm not really that good with words when it
Well, I'm
comes to
sure it
this
was
stuff.
sure it was
It was
emotional, but and it had a lot of stuff you were confused about at first, and then a lot of shit you had to work through after meeting her. I'm sure.
it was like it was kind of like going through puberty all over again. I was like, what the hell is going on here? If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I definitely get it. And then found out she was a big gamer and had to come back and tell me about that since I had the game streaming podcast telling me she can kick my
That's
ass at
right.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I got to get you her name or however you guys, however you nerds contact on those platforms. I got to get you the contact information.
Yeah, we got to get the old Discord going on. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Then turned out her and her husband own a tattoo shop, which is about 4 years too late for me because I'm pretty much covered already. But
you still got your head left and
yeah,
a little bit of face tattoos you can get going on there.
yeah, I've got a little space I'm reserving for a little collab with him.
Yeah, I've seen you without a shirt. You ain't got much left to collab on. You're gonna have to like draw around the other ones at this point.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
So where have you gone from the first meeting on that? I know you've gone on a couple trips down there and a few things you guys have done as a family now because you guys are working out as getting to know each other and becoming that family that you never had the shot at. So what else have you guys been doing to reconnect?
Yeah, yeah, we made multiple trips back and forth. Either I go down there or they come up here, um, and we talk, keep constant contact. We talk usually a few times a week. Not as in depth as they were, last year probably, but we're pretty much caught up now. We spent a lot of time over the last year and a half, 2 years now. So yeah, it's been crazy. We've been through a lot since then. They actually bought their first house, which is pretty exciting, and just us kind of getting to know more of that tattoo world lifestyle because they do a lot of conventions and traveling around. So that's pretty interesting. We actually went down to the Kansas City one here at the beginning of the year. It was way different than ours. Ours was a lot smaller and seemed to be unorganized compared to the one down there.
Yeah, the Kansas City's usually got everything dialed in when they run conventions and stuff down there, especially like Comic Cons and stuff like that. I've noticed have been way more on point. So I can only imagine a festival being the same way. Didn't you guys hit a concert up not too long ago too? Do I remember that right?
Yeah, that was me and Diane and the girls, and we went to. I don't even know why I can't. I'm spacing his name now. He was actually pretty good guy. I didn't really know too many of his songs before I went down there. Rudy, Ronnie.
Going to the Google machine.
Yeah, right. But
That
it was,
saves
it was
my ass
actually a
more
really
than
good
once.
concert, and we actually got upgraded tickets, which just got us like some free food and whatnot, because it was T-Mobile Arena, and so if you were with T-Mobile, they were walking around asking if people were with T-Mobile, and I said, well, I'm with U.S. Cellular, and they just bought U.S. Cellular out. So yeah, I guess I'm part of T-Mobile. And the kid's just like, you know what? I can't argue with that logic. He's like, here you go. So we got to go down to the VIP area, which had a nice little selfie area and got some free food and a couple free drinks.
It sounded like a good time when you're talking about it, like you had a fucking blast down there. So,
Absolutely, yeah. No, I can't find his name. I don't know what it is,
oh, it's all right.
but it was
We can
pretty.
we can figure all that shit out later. So, I noticed that you had some posts around the holiday here recently, and a clothing drive. Uh, and were you serving dinners for Thanksgiving, or what? What was that whole thing about?
Yeah, that was something that kind of came up pretty nice because this year I was going to actually just go. I was looking for a place to volunteer to help go share food or do whatever for the holiday. Well, then a really good friend of mine, she hit me up and said that she was wanting to put on a Thanksgiving dinner for homeless people, and I said I'm in. I'll just jump aboard that if you don't mind. And she said, absolutely. I need you to help, gather supplies. So I've had a pretty good history with raising funds for various organizations or causes, whatever. So usually when I put things out asking for what we need or stuff like that, the call gets answered pretty well. And so yeah, the dinner was actually this past Saturday, and our goal was to we wanted to feed 200 plus homeless people. My friend Lauren, her dad has a church, and so they let us use their kitchen because they got commercial ovens and stuff, and helped us out. They were really involved. So we went up there after we gathered all the donations we had. We had, stuffing, green beans, water, turkeys. We actually ended up getting, I think, about 8 extra turkeys late that we weren't able to thaw in time to cook. So we actually just donated those to the church. And then we bought pork loin. So we had half turkey, half pork loin to serve. And man, we had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of food, a lot of clothes. So this last Saturday we went down there and we went down by the river bottoms on the south side. And it was kind of a humbling experience. It was sad. It was made you mad. Made you a little bit of everything, just because that situation. It was a community down there, right on the river bottom.
Yeah.
And there was tarps, tents, beat up campers, what up. And then so we had a lot of help. A lot of good people pitched in to come down and help us and put it on. So we got everything set up pretty quick. Got the food, the clothes, and people just kind of just came. The word got out, and it was like I said, it was kind of a humbling experience to see how some people choose to live, whatever choice it is.
So what drove you to get into this kind of a charity side that you always seem to possess and do the extra mile for everybody and try to get the Facebook warriors together, and what started that for you?
Actually, I think that was started about 7 years ago. When I was younger, I'd gotten burnt by grease, which story you didn't know for the longest time just because you never asked.
Yeah, never thought that I needed to know, and if I needed to know, you would have told me. So
Right. So I'd had a lot of surgeries over at the Shriners Hospital in Chicago, which never charged a dime for my mom. None of that. Helped her get me there and everything. So I've been always pretty grateful for that. And I'd always thought over the years, what could I do to give back? What could I do? And I wanted to take my kids over there. I hadn't been there for years. And so I came up with the concept. I'd been growing my hair out for a couple years, my beard for, I think that one was probably 5 or 6 years. And so I just put a challenge out there. I was like, if I can get $1,000 donated, and I told them what I wanted to do, and I would cut my hair and shave my beard. And boy, did they answer. I think I ended up raising like $3,800. Not only I must have just went in with a little too low of expectations. The worst part was I hadn't had short hair and no beard in a long time, and I decided to go ahead and honor this commitment in late December. It wasn't the right time of year to have my hair cut off and my beard for that chin to feel it again.
definitely not the right time in Iowa.
So, but after that, just kind of things really took off from there. People wanted to know when the next one was, what we are going to do more of, and I just kind of just hit the old think tank. And there's a few things that I wanted to do that I've done over the years, and then other times family emergency or something's come up, and I've been asked to help out, and I got a great group of people. Whenever I put that word out, it gets answered.
Yeah, I've definitely seen all the drives and all the people that you've helped over the time, and if somebody like loses a job because they have a medical emergency, you're always the first person there. So and trying to drive it home and make sure that they're taken care of. Did that kind of work kind of push you towards the being ordained side of it to help people out in that way as well?
It definitely picked it up more. I was actually ordained before that. I don't even know where that started. I thought about it over the years, and then I was sitting here one night, drunk, And I said, let's figure this out. And I got on the old Googs, and I'll be damned, you can do it right there online. And so I did, and I started off, my very first wedding was at the Polk County Jail. Yes, so not only am I going in blind, not know what to do, what I'm doing, so I'm doing all my research. I got books I'm reading. I do this preparation thing, and we go there, and he's literally on one side of the glass. Me, the wife, the two witnesses are on the other side of the glass. We're on the phone, and the jailer says, "You got 10 minutes." I was like, "All right, well, we're cutting that out, cutting that out, cutting that out." As you guys, you do, yup, okay. You guys are sign here, sign here. And that way you guys have enough time to talk. And then I got out of there. I got paid and got out.
So how did you get the jail job? I mean, that doesn't just roll around. How'd you end up getting into that kind of a wedding for your first go around, especially?
It was just I put the word out on their Facebook. I mean, I guess it's going to go back to that song I'm working on called "My DGen Friends." Uh, so I think that's probably got most of it to do because I know a lot of characters.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely seems that way. Have they gotten a little easier since the first one?
Oh, absolutely. I've changed styles, throughout it. I just had a lot more fun with them. I prefer to do non-traditional ones. When it's non-traditional and I get a little more free reign, I like to tailor it towards the couple. Through out things I can find about them from people they know or Facebook. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to fly through your Facebook pictures real quick and get one of your flared up looks, but it's taking me a minute. You got way too many damn pictures going on. Oh, here we go. We got the perfect one right here. Throw that up there and tell me a little bit about how this one came about with this kind of outfit.
That was that he was a good buddy of mine, and they actually live across the street from me right now. And yeah, he was getting married, and they just wanted it super small, and just personal, and he wanted me to do it. So he's kind of my rock and roll old school buddy, and so I just thought that was fitting.
I've seen the blue suit quite a few times with the bandana. We've seen the cheetah print sports coat. So what other big outfits have you had to don for your wedding side of things?
uh, well, believe it or not, probably the first, man, I would say 10 or so. Uh, my get up was I would get a camouflage colored t-shirt and headband that was somewhat close to the colors of the wedding. And so yeah, that's what I did for probably about the first 10 weddings I did. And then that's when I started switching up suits.
Yeah, you even wore one of those nice American suits to one of my birthday parties, didn't you? No, that was
I
the
think
blue
I
suit
did.
again, and then
I
you
think I
had the
did.
American suit on for
Was it?
pictures at your party. That's what that was.
Yeah.
You walked into my birthday party in that blue suit, and everybody's like, "Who in the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "Jerry," and they're like, "Oh
I
yeah,
do
you've
remember.
told us about him." Yeah. So I heard you're doing a little bit of a crossover off of the weddings now, and you started going to the parting services. How did
Yeah,
you roll into that one?
yeah, the whole funeral scene it's getting hot. And I mean, not that it's good, but uh, yeah, that started over the years. I've talked at funerals. I've never done a full funeral till now, um, but it was about a month and a half ago. I think it was 2 months ago. One of my last conversations with my grandpa before he passed away was he wanted me to do his funeral. And so I did. I was like, I wasn't going to tell Grandpa no. So I was honored to do that, and it wasn't easy, but I prepared a lot of good stuff, and I think I did right by him. And then flash forward to a few weeks ago, unfortunately, a really good friend of mine, his 19-year-old daughter was killed in a car accident, and he reached out to me, and I was really really hoping and assuming he was going to anyway. Did and asked me if I would do it, and I said I'd be honored, and So I did got a lot of information from them about who she was as a person, and I got a lot of compliments on it. So I must be doing something right. So after that is when I figured that I probably need to open that up to any friends and family because if my words or my presence can sometime help you in that time, you know I'm more than happy to do it.
Yeah, you've despite how you like your physical appearance is rather large and intimidating, but you kind of have the the softy of a heart to go with this kind of physique that you got going on anymore. Like honestly, that doesn't say the big oversensitive guy most of the time to most people, but anybody that knows you have like the biggest heart around. And I did click off the picture I was gonna put up there of you lifting all the weights and stuff like that, but uh, you're like our own big personal teddy bear that runs around that everybody that doesn't know you is intimidated by something fierce, but I still remember you when you were a quarter of that size, sir. So what pushed you on
Yeah.
the bulking up side of your lifestyle, where you're dedicated to the gym like you are anymore?
Oh man, well, I'll tell you one thing. Body dysmorphia is a real thing. I still, when I started working out, I was 23 years old and I was 173 pounds, and that's what I still see in the mirror. No matter, I know I'm big. When I actually really know it is when I see pictures with me with other people, especially
Yeah,
with my wife and her friends, and that's when I really notice it. But yeah, I get started when I was 23 years old. I was 100, like I said, I was 173 pounds, and I got tired of being the beanpole, so started hitting the weights, started seeing results, but compliments coming, and it becomes an addiction. And so then it became to how far can I go? And I was able to take it up to 260, which was my original goal getting into it. And now I'm thinking maybe we can just push the bar and maybe we can go to 280. So I'm at 240, 245 right now, but we'll see.
so when you're trying to push up like that, what's your calorie intake like, and how many times a day do you have to eat, and how much is your fucking food bill, for fuck's sake?
uh, yeah, the food bill literally doubles per week. Uh, when I mean that much, I am about 180, $200 a week, and that's just for me. Um, and I'm eating trying to hit 55 to 6,000 calories a day. Uh, and that's eating, let's see, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, pre workout, then post workout, then dinner, then snack, and then getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning and eating two peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's quite a bit. I barely eat, and I put on like fucking 40 pounds. But so on your journey, have you started helping people on the weightlifting side of things? Because you've already, you're helping all the people with the homeless and the clothing drives, and helping people through their weddings and their funerals. Are you helping people along on your weight journey as well?
Absolutely. Over the few years, I've had people work with me off and on and they want to try different things and go a game plan and execute. Recently, now I've had a buddy who's been working out with me for about 6 months, and unfortunately, he just had to have knee surgery, so he's out. But he's just chomping at to get the bit to get back. Um, so yeah, just watching him go through in that little time we were together, he made some huge gains, and so he knows what he's going to get back to when he comes back. So that's why he's excited to come back. But just seeing people's journey like that and their stories, because the gym's really about building people up, um, because everybody's got to start somewhere. So it doesn't matter where you're at. When I first started, my buddy that got me into it, he would do double to triple everything that I could, and I was still am 7, 8 inches taller than he is.
Yeah. So what's your key to not get discouraged when you first start out? How do you keep them motivated?
You got to set goals. Um, you can't always go by the scale. Sometimes it's, man, the shirt's, fitting a little different, or, my pants are fitting a little different, things that you don't think about it until you do. Um, but because you're your worst enemy, no matter what, you're always going to be criticizing and critiquing yourself. And I don't know that, good enough is, ever achievable.
So do you have the goal of trying to turn this into a career or just helping out the people that come to you?
Yeah, no, I don't think that I know enough to really um, make a career out of it. Because I can only go by what I've read and what I believe and what I've done. But that everybody's different. Everything's different for everybody. So but I just kind of give them my thoughts and opinions, and that's kind of another good thing to watch is kind of see what direction they take it. You know, so not only getting to see the results in the end, but just how they achieved it. It's pretty interesting.
It definitely seems that way, and I know a couple of the people that you were helping along the way. I mean, we had the one kid that was working with us there for a little bit. I saw you were helping him out a little bit, and he was starting to get bigger and back on track. So I haven't met any of the ones you've worked with recently, but I did see a picture, and I don't think I can dig through and find it quick enough. But one of the biggest things that I saw that I've noticed about you in the gym is you have a daughter that has fallen into that lifestyle with you.
Yeah, it's, I don't know specifically which one you're talking about, but all three of them really. They've joined me
Well, I
in the
know
gym
you
at one
you
time or
post you
another.
post a lot of one of them hitting their goals and flexing pictures and stuff like that. So that's what I was basing that one
You
on.
know, that's Savannah. That's my oldest girl. Yeah, she's 19 now, but she's the oldest girl, but she's the smallest one too. The other two are giants compared to her, so she's always going to look small in those pictures. But yeah, she loves it, and I love seeing them get excited, especially when they're hitting their goals. That's the biggest thing when you get into the gym. You got to set goals. That way, you got something to strive for.
Yeah. So we haven't touched on this about what's your family and home life look like right now. I know I was at your wedding, so I know you got the wife, but give a shout out to the rest of the family and what they got going on.
Oh yeah, so here at home primarily it's me and my wife Diane. The girls are 14. She'll Smiley be 14 December. Scooter just turned 16. Savannah's 19. Scooter and Smiley, they come here, whenever they're not busy. They're old enough to have lives of their own. So, they've got a lot going on so, between friends and sports, and because they're always busy. Um, Smiley, she plays volleyball and runs track. She's the tallest one, and she's the youngest one. And then Scooter, she's the middle one, and she's right under Smiley. I don't know if she'll catch her or not, but they're both giants compared to Savannah.
So you have an interesting experience on meeting your wife too. I I've always found that story rather interesting. You weren't like her favorite person at the beginning, from what I recall.
Oh no, that takes it way back too. So yeah, she's been at the casino for 26 years. Well, we met there because I worked there from 2000 to 2004. That was when I first started working out. So I was tall and skinny. And for the first 2 years I worked there, I smoked cigarettes, which she hated. And so she never gave me the time of day. Uh, we always ran to the same circles and knew all the same people. We're at a lot of the times at the same places over the years, and but then we kind of just went different directions. And um I had kids, and she'd gotten married a couple of times before, and then one day after well, both of us had been separated. Obviously, I was heading going to softball, and I seen her mowing her yard right around the corner from me. So I got on Facebook and sent her a message and said, "When did you move around the corner from me?" She's like, "Why are you stalking me?" Yeah, so we just kind of hit it off from there, so to speak. And we kept hanging out and talking more, and one thing led to another, and then she told me that she couldn't date me, that she wasn't dating anybody, and I was like, yeah, we'll see about that. And now 6 years later, 4 years married, yep, we're still together. So, and best thing I've ever had. It's the best relationship I've ever had. I don't ever want to do anything without her. Uh, so we have a lot of good times.
Yeah, I think one of the best things you told me about the relationship is, you know, my friends always ask me to go do things, but I'm not going to leave my wife to go hang out with my friends. She is my friend, and if she can't go, I don't go. Is exactly what you told me. So
Yeah, pretty
that's the
much,
kind
you
of
know.
relationship you want to shoot for right there. So
That's what
so
I think in my eyes, and I found it.
yeah, I mean that's how I look at things too. I mean, if you want to get away from your significant other, should you really be together to begin with? Is how I've always looked at it. So
That's right.
so I want to since our time's rolling down on this first go round, kind of want to tie her back to the beginning. How can we, if we wanted to, how could we find your music right now?
I got it underneath my all my platforms for TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. It was on Snapchat, but I think that's all I got right now. I'm still kind of looking into
Well,
that
you got to
stuff
roll
of
out
how
your
to go about
username,
what other
buddy.
place. I'll have to get those back to you because I don't know those right now. These are all accounts that are just logged in.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
You
I literally
don't
don't
have
know.
those on memory, huh?
No.
Well, I do know the
Well, my Facebook
TikTok
is
is
just
Jerry
Jerry
McDowell.
McDowell.
I know that much. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So there's
Yeah, you can
two of
find
them.
it.
Hey, that's all we need to get started. Get all the links from
My
there,
yeah,
huh?
my yep, my there you go. My YouTube is at Jerry McDowell 7597.
There you go. So there,
I don't
we
know
got
how
you
I
on
came up
three
with that.
platforms. If for some odd reason somebody wants to reach out for a wedding, I highly suggest you go through those messages, and I hope nobody has to reach out for you for a funeral on those apps. But definitely take a look at the page and the music. And I know Facebook, a lot of the times you put up there when you're doing the drives for helping people as well. So you can keep an
Absolutely.
eye out on there for those as well. Do you have anything that we've talked about today? Is there anything that you'd like to get a little more information out on, or anything that I missed
No,
for the first shot?
no, I think that's a good start. We could dive in a little deeper next time.
Well,
We got a few stories there.
we definitely got to touch on your alien theories and bringing up the ancient times and diving into all that stuff that we like to talk about over here, on top of whatever the future holds for your other endeavors that we haven't touched on upon. So thanks for coming out on the first go around, and we will get you back here as soon as we can.
It's called Frosty Dinghy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
Well, I guess I think it should be Dr. Parker, but